Is it in her? Is this real? Just illusion? I'm lost in wonderland of confusion. I'm lost in wonderland of confusion. Is this real or just illusion? Manifestation or a dark delusion? Is this real or just illusion? I'm lost in a wonderland of confusion.
This is Cynthia Sue Larson with Reality Shifters and the International Mandela Effect Conference, and you're now listening to DarkWolf's Den Show on Rippin' Common Sense Radio.
Hello.
Lasers.
Hello.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
This is your man Meta, aka Propagate This Light, and you're now listening to DarkWolf's Den.
Are ghosts real?
We had 1,000 hours of continuous communication with the spirit world.
Does time travel actually exist?
The laws of physics seem to be compatible with time machines.
You know, sometimes I wonder about reincarnation. Don't you?
A 4-year-old boy in Adelaide, Australia, has told his parents that he used to be Britain's Princess Diana.
What would happen if the world found out that aliens were real?
I didn't say disclosure would be easy, but what is the alternative?
To establish a space force as the 6th branch of the armed forces.
We have so many questions and yet so little time, so to have you here, the pleasure is all mine.
Coming to you from a secret mountain cave hidden deep within the Idaho wilderness. This is the DarkWolf's Den Show. Now, here is your host, Jerry Hicks.
That's right, I am Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf, and welcome back to another episode of the DarkWolf's Den Show. Whether you're on the edge of reality, the edge of the galaxy, or the edge of your seat, we're glad you chose us to be right there with you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, November 11th, 2020, and tonight we're going to talk about numerology. That's right. I assure you I am not a numerologist, so please bear with me and we'll try to learn this topic together. That is tonight, 11/11/2020 on the Dark Wolf's Den Show. But first, today in history. That's right, on this day in 1911, many cities in the U.S. Midwest broke their record highs and lows on the same day as a strong cold front rolled through called the 11/11/11 wave. And I actually was so intrigued by this, I went and looked up just a little bit more information for you guys. Check this out. The Great Blue Norther of November 11th, 1911 was a cold snap that affected the central United States on Saturday, November 11th, 1911. Many cities broke record highs going into the 70s and 80s early that afternoon. By nightfall, however, cities were dealing with temperatures in the teens and single digits on the Fahrenheit scale. This is the only day in many Midwest City Weather Bureau jurisdictions where the record highs and lows were broken for the same day. Some cities experienced tornadoes on Saturday and a blizzard on Sunday, and as a matter of fact, a blizzard even occurred within 1 hour after an F4 tornado hit Rock County, Wisconsin. That's right, one of the most insane days in weather history, the 11-11-11 cold wave, ladies and gentlemen. And that is today's Today in History. We actually had a situation like that in Tennessee, and I guess 92 according to the official record, but I always swore it was 93, but maybe that's a personal Mandela effect for me, right? But before we get started tonight, we got a couple special things to talk about. For those that don't know, I am the father of the organization called IMEC, or the International Mandela Effect Conference. And we held our first conference in Ketchum, Idaho in 2019. During this conference, HBO decided to show up and join us and do some filming. Well, that footage has recently aired on HBO. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in seeing that, please do check out the show called How To with John Wilson. It is the third episode about memory is the topic, and let me tell you, I'm proud of it. I think they did a wonderful job. They did not smear the topic. I think they did a great job with the information. I think they were very unbiased, and I think it was very well presented. So please, guys, do go check that out. Yours truly has a segment on there, as well as a couple other people that you might recognize if you are part of the Mandela Effect community. Also, ladies and gentlemen, it is Never Nothing November. That's right. What is Never Nothing November? Well, Never Nothing is kind of an odd phrase, isn't it? But what are you thankful for, right? When you're asked that question, your answer is never nothing. There's never a person I've ever met who said, I ain't thankful for nothing. So you're always thankful for something, right? What are you thankful for? We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you are thankful for this holiday season, this Never Nothing November. And you can do that easily by going to the ripinrabbithole.com. That is RIPONRABBITHOLE.com. That's right. At the very bottom of every single page is a great big red button. That's right. It even says record on the button. You select that button, it opens your audio recorder, and it'll record 30 seconds of audio for us here in the studio. And all you got to do is drop us a line, give us your name and what you are thankful for. And we'll gladly get that put on the air as part of Never Nothing November, like these guys right here.
This is My Life DIY, and I am just so thankful for so much in my life, but revolving around this subject, this topic, I'm thankful to Moneybag 73, 76 for some of us. Without him, I would have never found the Ripin' Rabbit Hole show, and without finding the Ripin' Rabbit Hole show, I would have never found the VIP lounge. So thanks to Moneybags and AJ for the constant entertainment and knowledge and being able to make some real new friends.
Next up, guys, we have a voice you might be a little bit familiar with. You hear him every week in our opening segment. Ladies and gentlemen, Propagate This Light.
This is Propagate This Light. A few of the things that I'm thankful for is what I'm about to mention, one of which is having God love there that loves us all. I'm thankful for God. I'm definitely thankful for being on the intro to DarkWolf's Den Show. I'm definitely thankful that I have followers on my channel as well. And I'm thankful that you're even able to listen to me right now, and I'm even able to be here right now. Thank you.
And we are thankful for you, Propagate This Light. And we're thankful for every last one of you guys out there coming here week after week, hanging out with us. Now, 2 nights a week, we're on the air, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate it so much. It really does mean the world to me. We do these shows for you guys. We don't do them to hear ourselves talk. We can hear that all day. We do it for you guys, and we sincerely appreciate it. Another one of our fans, a person that came up with the Never Nothing November, ladies and gentlemen, Ash.
Hi, my name is Ash. I am thankful for Art Bell Archives in Ripon Rabbit Hole because they have taught me to always find the light in things, and they have ensured me that I'm not going insane. And I love the paranormal, and they have taught me a lot about that. And it's really nice to find a place that I can relate to and find a actual family. So I am very thankful for everyone that Arthur Bell has inspired and everyone at Ripon Rabbit Hole.
And we also definitely appreciate and admire Mr. Art Bell for pioneering the radio and the talk radio for people like AJ and myself to get out here and do what we do for you guys every week. And it is an absolute honor and a pleasure as a researcher for as long as I have been, almost 30 years, to be able to get on here every week and share my amazing research in these case files with you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's move on to tonight's topic. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we've got a really fun show planned for you guys. This is a viewer-suggested topic. Thank you, Boiling Frogs, for suggesting this for us. This has been on the list quite a while, and once I realized the date, I had to do this. I just knew, being that I synchronistically had a show on 11/11, I had to do something that matched the date, of course. And numerology was only but fitting, because I know with me, I see a lot of different numbers everywhere, right? I know a lot of us do, right? The repeating numbers, the synchronistic numbers, things like that. All these different funny things with numbers. And the thing about numbers is numbers tell the truth, right? The truth in numbers. You can't disprove something if it's proved by the numbers, right? Well, at least that's what they tell us. But honestly, though, there's a lot of truth in math, a lot of truth in numbers, right? I believe that. I really do. But when it comes to numerology, it's called a pseudoscience, of course, because it's not the official narrative of maths, but it's still something that is very, very fun and very intriguing. A lot of astrology is built on this, and of course, we've all heard of gematria, which, of course, these topics, I could go on for days about these topics, and we're not going to be able to even begin to scratch the surface tonight, but maybe we can have a little fun with the topic. Now, I'm going to be honest with you going forward. I am not a maths guy. Not at all. Math is not my forte. So, of course, numerology is not something that I exactly took directly to. I've looked into it a few times, and I find it a very intriguing topic, but it's not something that I exactly am good at or practiced at, of course. But let's get the basic meanings right. Like, what is numerology? What is the definition of numerology?
Numerology is the belief that numbers have a direct correlation with all nature and divinity. This is an in-depth and complex topic, but the beginning stages of learning numerology are achieved by mastering the basic arithmetic.
Well, I'm already in trouble. I barely mastered basic arithmetic in school. I got to do it again? Of course, I only kid. I can do basic arithmetic just fine. 1 + 1 does equal 3, right? Oh, wait a minute. I might be using politician math. Oh, never mind. Moving along. Anyway, there is something in numerology called a life path number. And this is actually really intriguing because this has a lot of determination upon different aspects of one's life.
How to find your life path number.
Okay, everybody got their calculator out and ready? Oh yeah, you were supposed to bring a calculator tonight. Nobody told you? Well, luckily most computers have them built in, right? Ladies and gentlemen, get your calculator ready. You will be learning some maths tonight. But this is fun maths, I promise.
Your life path number is the most important number in your numerology chart. The number is based off of your date of birth, and it reveals a basic overview of the many opportunities, challenges, and lessons that you will encounter during your lifetime.
So first we're going to go over how to calculate that number, and then afterwards we're going to go over what each number means. So make sure you know your number when it gets to that part in the list.
Working out your life path number is easy and works by basically adding up all of the numbers in your date of birth. So for example, if you were born in June, which is the 6th month of the year, you would get a 6. Then, if you were born on the 23rd day of that month, you would add the 2 and the 3 in the 23 together to get 5. Then say you were born in the year 1980. Then you would add the 1 plus the 9 plus 8 plus 0 to get 18. Then you would add the 1 and the 8 together to get 9.
All right, guys, you with us so far? The month, date, and year all added together. And everything must be brought down to a single number. Like 25 has to be added together to make 7, or whatever the case may be.
Then we just add them all together, so it would be 6 plus 5 plus 9, which equals 20. Finally, we just add the 2 and the 0 in the 20 and get a result of 2, which means that you would be a Life Path 2 person.
So if anybody in here is born on June 23rd, 1980, you are a 2 life path. Go ahead and write that down and keep that in mind. My birthday is April 13th, 1980. I would be an 8. That is 04131980. The 4 stays. The 1 and 3 add together to make a 4. And the 1980, as we heard, adds together to make 18, which breaks down once added together. The 1 and the 8 makes 9. So I've got 9 plus 4 plus 4. So I have 17. The 7 and 1 add together to make an 8. I have a life path of an 8. So we'll keep that in mind as we go forward later and listen to what each life path actually means.
As another example, let's work out the life path number of a well-known public figure like Pablo Picasso. Picasso was born on October 25th, 1881. This breaks down to 10/25, 1881. A numerologist then breaks down these numbers to 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1 plus 8 plus 8 plus 1. These numbers are then added together to get 26. Finally, these two numbers are added together, 2 plus 6, to get 8.
Wow, talk about your synchronicities on 11/11, right? I did not know that was going into a story about another life path number 8, or I would have waited to tell my story. So how synchronistic is that, right? You just can't make this stuff up.
This means that 8 is Pablo Picasso's life path number. The goal is to reduce the numbers in this manner until you reach a single digit. Once you have added and reduced your birth date to reach your life path number, you probably want to know what exactly this number means.
All right, guys, have you been doing the math? Have you got your life path number ready? Because we're about to find out what these life path numbers actually mean. Like I said, I am an 8, so we're definitely going to keep our ear out for the number 8.
Each of these numbers vibrates at a different frequency in the universe, revealing much about the individual's character as well as what their future holds in store. Here's a brief breakdown of the qualities that the life path numbers 1 through 9 hold for the individual. 1. Independent, self-motivated, and hardworking. Those with the life path number 1 are often critical of themselves, are good at multitasking, and do not tolerate laziness.
And are you a 1 life path? If so, go ahead and put a 1 over there in the chat room, in each chat room, as a matter of fact. So you guys know we got both chat rooms going. We got the Rippin' Rabbit Hole as well as the DarkWolf's Den Show YouTube channel. So on either one, guys, go ahead and put a 1 in if you are a life path number 1. And let me know, is what the breakdown was true for you?
2. Loyal and honest. Those with the life path number 2 desire peace above all else. They love to share their lives with other people, but do not like conflict.
Again, if you're a life path 2, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat rooms over there, and let me know, does that fit your personality and character type?
3. great communicators. Those with the life path number 3 are creative, energetic, and sometimes exaggerate the truth.
Go ahead, put a 3 in the chat room if that is you, and I would love to know if, again, that fits your personality type.
4. Cerebral and relaxed. Those with the life path number 4 seek security, are highly organized, and live by the motto, home is haven.
If you're a life path number 4, go ahead, put a 4 over there in the chat room. Let us know if that fits your character.
5. Free, fun-loving, and adventurous. Those with the life path number 5 need adventure in their lives, otherwise things become overwhelming.
Once again, go ahead, put a 5 in the chat room if that's you, and let us know if that fits.
6. Natural born nurturers. Those with the life path number 6 have magnetic personalities and love to take care of others.
Ooh, we're getting close to my number 8, but if you are a 6, go ahead, put a 6 in the chat room. Let us know over there.
7. Cerebral and faithful. Most of those with the life path number 7 have a deep love of natural beauty.
7s, go ahead and drop your 7s over there in the chat room. Let us know, is it true?
8. Deeply emotional and honest. Those with the life path number 8 strive to have financial security in their lives.
I would say that is absolutely true. I am deeply emotional. I am deeply honest, and I don't know anyone that doesn't want financial security in their lives. I don't know, maybe there are, but I definitely strive for financial security. That is without a doubt. So I would say that's pretty fitting for my personal character. What about you other 8s out there? If there's 8s out there, go ahead, put an 8 in the chat room there with me and let me know.
9. Natural leaders. Those with the life path number 9 tend to take care of everyone else around them. However, they often have a hard time speaking up when they themselves need help.
And last but not least, we have our number 9s. For you 9s, go ahead and drop a 9 over there in that chat room. Let us know if it is true about your character. That's right. And I find it so very interesting because, you know, these aren't 100%. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of those were pretty generic. Like, I would have fit about 5 different ones. So I don't know how much weight I put into this. This is, of course, all for fun, just to be clear, guys. There's not one that's better than another, you know. But moving on, there's another important number in one's life, and that's based upon one's own name. Now, I don't know about doing handle names like YouTube names, things like that, but your actual name definitely carries a frequency. And this is something that I also noticed a long time ago, is it looks like, you know, different names and different people you find in different industries. Like there's a lot of Jennifers in acting. There's a lot of different names that are associated with different things. A lot of Jerrys are associated with entertainment. And again, I find myself in the entertainment industry. Now, how interesting is that? We do truth entertainment, but it's still radio entertainment, right? It's still for you guys, right? So, I mean, it's really interesting what a name's frequency can actually hold for one's life. And there's actually a number meaning. We're not talking about gematria, not yet. And again, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother episode. And matter of fact, there's like gematria news that continuously talks about it. So that's not a small topic either, though it is connected with the numerology. But once again, there's a name number, right? And this is also really, really interesting. So we're going to have a little bit more fun here. We're going to find out what our individual name numbers mean. I'm going to go ahead and do mine, and we'll do that on the air here in just a minute. But first, let's find out what a name number even is, right?
Regardless of if you're doing name calculations or date calculations, you'll want to be familiar with the letter to number correlation chart.
And you can find these pictures in tonight's show notes over at the ripinrabbithole.com. That's right, that is RIPONRABBITHOLE.com. That's right, over there you're going to go to the live on air and select the Dark Wolf's Den Show for this evening. You should find those show notes right underneath there. And It will also be in the archive later on. I'm also going to try to put this on the screen right now. We'll see how well this reacts and lets me do it. But, at least over here on the Darkwolf's Den Show YouTube channel, I'm going to try to put this on the screen. Hopefully we can get that over on the Rippin' Rabbit Hole screen if we're lucky also. But this will be the number chart that is being referenced here, the number to letter chart that we will be using for this name number activity.
It will be an important tool to have on hand while learning numerology. This simple but powerful chart can be used to find the numerology number of any letter. So for example, the letters A, J, and S all equal to the number 1. The letters B, K, and T then equate to the number 2, and so forth. So for example, we could associate all of the letters within our full name to a number, and then add them all up together to get what is called our name number, which can tell you a lot about yourself as a person.
Alright guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and start calculating your name number based on the chart here, and we're going to hear a little bit more about how to do this.
Let's say that your name was Allie Rose Gibson. To do this, we would first associate each letter within the name Allie Rose Gibson to a number using our chart, and add each number together within each name. So for Allie, we would get 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, which when added together gives us a 19. We then add the 1 and 9 together to then get a 10. Add the 1 and the 0 together, and this then gives us a 1.
Once again, all numbers have to be simplified down to a very simple single number. Well, most of them. We'll go over that in just a second.
Then for the middle name Rose, we would get 9 plus 6 plus 1 plus 5, which when added together gives us a 21. Then add the 2 and the 1 together and we get 3. And then the last name Gibson, we would get 7 plus 6 plus 9 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, which when added together gives us 37. Then add the 3 and the 7 together to get a 10, and then finally add the 1 and the 0 to get 1. Then we just add the number from each name together, which gives us 1 plus 3 plus 1, which when added together gives us a 4, meaning that Allie Rose Gibson's name number is 4.
And I understand the math, but it still amazes me that it comes down to such a simple number as 4. All those letters comes down to the number 4. And we're going to go through my name really quickly here. I have a 3-part name. I'm going to go ahead and say it on air, so haha, you guys, if you're listening, you're actually going to learn something about me. Jerry Wayne Hicks, that's right. So we're going to go through each name, and we're going to leave off juniors, seniors, all that. We're not even going to include that. We're just going to go with the base name. So Jerry is a 1 and a 5 and a 9 and a 9 and a 7. Jerry. That comes to 31, which 3 plus 1 is 4. Then Wayne comes down to 5 plus 1 plus 7 plus 5 plus 5, which equals 23. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Then Hicks comes down to 8 plus 9 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which equals 23, which is another 5. So we've got 5 plus 5 plus 4, which is 14, which breaks down to a 4 plus 1, which is a 5. So my name number is a 5. I hope while I was going through that, you guys, some of you were calculating your name number and have been while we've got it on the screen, because here in a couple moments we're going to go over what each of these name numbers actually means.
There are 11 total vibrations, 1 through 9, 11, and 22.
So 11 and 22 do not break down. If you got the numbers 11 or 22, stop right there. Do not continue to break them down into single numbers. Those actually count in the name numbers.
Each is comprised of different characteristics, and their qualities can be under or overbalanced. Here's a short breakdown of what each of these numbers mean.
All right, calculators and pencils down, everybody. Here is the meanings of these numbers.
If you get a 1, then you are a leader. These people are often the most independent and determined vibrations in numerology.
All right, once again, if your name breaks down to a 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat room and let us know, does that stand true? Are you a natural born leader? Because honestly, I feel like I should be in this. I am a natural born leader, but let's see what the number 5 holds when we get there. Ladies and gentlemen, up next is the number 2.
If you get a 2, you are sensitive and diplomatic. They are known as the peacemaker.
All my 2s, go ahead, put a 2 in the chat room there and let me know, is that true? Are you the peacemaker of people? Up next, number 3.
If you get a 3, then you are emotionally intelligent. 3s are masters of expression. They're happy, creative, and imaginative.
I really do feel like I'm teaching a math class here. Anybody tuning in not really understanding why everybody's so excited over number 2, that they would be totally lost. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a 3, go ahead and put the 3 in the chat room and let us know, does the description stand for you?
If you get a 4, then you are practical. These people believe that goals are only achieved through hard work and determination. They're both organized and efficient.
4s, go ahead and put a 4 in the chat room. Let us know, does the characteristics describe you? Are you a practical person? Up next, number 5. Our number, guys. Let's find out what the 5 means.
If you get a 5, then you are all about freedom. This vibration will thrive in a flexible environment where they're allowed to spread their wings.
5s, go ahead and put a 5 in the chat room there. Let me know how many of my kindred, if you will, are out there. And I would say that is 100% true. I fully believe in everyone's freedom, including my own personal freedoms. And that is one thing I love about this show, is I've got the freedom to talk to you guys pretty much as openly as I would like to. And you don't know how much I appreciate that, the full ability of creativity in doing these shows. So, yeah, huge shout out to the Rippin' Rabbit Hole and Rippin' Common Sense Radio for that. But anyway, guys, yes, I am definitely a 5, and I am definitely a freedom-loving 5. That I can guarantee. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, number 6.
If you get a 6, then you're big on love and humanity. These people are domesticated and harmonious.
How about it, 6s? Where you at out there? Put a 6 in the chat room. Let us know where you at. Are you domesticated and harmonious? Up next, of course, number 7.
If you get a 7, then you are constantly in search of the truth and understanding. These people are analytical perfectionists.
How about it, 7s? Are you analytical perfectionists? Go ahead and throw a 7 in the chat room. Let us know where you're at out there.
If you get an 8, then you are powerful, goal-driven, and skillful. They're often in positions of great power.
How about it? Do we have any great power 8s out there listening? If so, go ahead and throw an 8 in the chat room there. Number 9.
If you get a 9, then you are all about universal love. These people value acceptance, generosity, and devotion.
And normally that would be the end of the list, but we've actually got 2 more numbers to cover before we hit the break.
If you get an 11, then you take on characteristics of the number 2, but also possess a divine presence that is worldly and aware.
Looks like our 11s are doubling up on the power over here. How about 11s? Are you any of you out there in the chat? Let me know. Throw an 11 out there in the chat room. The double ones. Snake eyes. And we got one more left on the list. That is number 22.
If you get a 22, then you have all the same capabilities of a 4, but you're also what is known as the master builder and can attain the unimaginable and are gifted, innovative, and ingenious.
So what do you think, guys? Where did you fall into those numbers? Did the description match your description? Mine did. I definitely know that. But then again, I think I could have matched a couple of those different categories. How about you guys? That's the fun thing when it comes to astrology, isn't it? It's kind of very perspective-based, huh? But going into the second half, I hope you guys have enjoyed this first half here with the interactivity and the fun numbers and adding and trying to have some fun with the maths. But going into the second half, we're going to talk about the main meat of why we chose this particular topic as the topic for tonight. We're going to talk about the 1111 phenomenon as well as angel numbers, ladies and gentlemen. So sit right there, and we're going to take a network break. We're at the bottom of the hour, and we'll be right back after these messages. Don't you touch that dial. That's right.
We gotta stoke the fires and run off the men in black. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Sex in the city? Nope. Interview with a vampire? Nope. If you build it, they will come? Febreze? Tweeze in the middle? Wrong again. Depends. Nope. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, my friends. A phenomenon known as the Mandela effect. You may have heard of it. You may want to not neglect. Unbecoming, awake, and spiritually inclined. So sit back, relax, while I blow your mind. Take the thumb off the cell, stop following the sheep. Down the rabbit hole we go. Are you ready for that leap? The Zapruder film, #JFK. I looked at the footage and I said, what the heck? How come there are 6 people in that dang car? Stretch limo, for me, this was all too bizarre. A glass behind the driver, no way, Jose. I remember before in the car, my mind was in total disarray. Trying to make sense of what I was seeing, what I was witnessing. Didn't connect with my inner being. A second woman in the car for me was only the first lady. Do you smell what the rock is cooking? All this seemed kinda shady. Berenstein Bears. Nope. Shazam? Sinbad? Not in this reality. Good lord. An awakening. Was it all a revelation? The naysayers and skeptics call it confabulation. They say we misremembered and call us bat crazy. Did you smoke a doob? Maybe that's why it's a little bit hazy. Unless you experience it, you'll never know. But enough of that. On with this Mandela effect flow. Mandela effect in the house. What in the world happened to Ed McMahon? In this reality, Publishers Clearinghouse was not a fan. Never the spokesperson, but we remember it clear as day. McMahon holding that check while the winner yelled out, yay! American Family Publishers, never heard of them until now. This Mandela effect has me raising the people's eyebrow. So many theories on what it could be. Have you ever heard of CERN and the LHC? Luke, I am your father. Nope. Sally Fields? Nope, wrong again. That stands for the Large Hadron Collider. I thought I would mention. You know, the machine that opens up portals into different dimensions? You're probably thinking that this is all science fiction, but you gotta think outside the box and have no restrictions. Alternate realities and parallel dimensions. Okay, I get some of your apprehensions. Could this all be a spiritual evolution? Cause the human race has grown tired of this toxic pollution. Mandela effect in the house. No, you're not going crazy. Some people, they just don't understand. That's just the way it is. You know? Stay strong, my friends. That's just the way it is. Dolly has no braces? Are you serious? Good lord. Joel Osteen. Oh wait, Joel Osteen. So what the heck happened to the L? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is definitely the Twilight Zone. This is crazy.
This is crazy. That's right. Your weekend has begun. Hi everyone, how you doing on a Wednesday night with Jerry Hicks and the Darkwolf's Den Show? If you're enjoying the program so far, please make sure to thumb up that video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell. You'll get our notifications every time we go live. Jerry will return again tomorrow night, Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, with another installation of the Darkwolf's Den Show. Tomorrow night, Jerry will howl at alien abductions. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll return Friday night with a special look at Lotto Powerballs. Have you ever wondered what it's like to win the lottery? More important, the Powerball lottery and what happens to the people that actually win. Tune in Friday night, November 13th, Friday the 13th, at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, and find out. Then Saturday, sociopaths versus psychopaths. That's right. What's the difference between the two? Tune in Saturday night, the 14th, at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10/9 Central, and find out. And then we'll end out the weekend together with a look at reverse psychology. How can it be used to benefit us? More important, how is it being used against us? That'll end out the weekend right together Sunday night as we look at reverse psychology. That's a look at the weekend ahead. It's going to be a fantastic Rippin' Rabbit Hole week, I'm sure. And I'm looking forward to spending it with you as the weekend continues down through the rabbit hole. If you haven't done so already, please make your way on over to the rippinrabbithole.com. Make sure that you jump on our mail list and check out the Backstage VIP 24/7 chat lounge where the conversation continues after the show. It's going to be a fun weekend of topics and great conversation, I'm sure, will continue in the Backstage VIP 24/7 chat lounge. Now, if you've never been back there, I strongly encourage you to pay us a visit, pull up a virtual chair, and sit along in the greatest chat room on the internet. I guarantee you. Conversations on almost every subject go on and on and on. It's really a fun time. I'm sure Jerry will be back there this evening. I'm going to try to make my way in there after the show, as well as all of you are welcome to join, where the conversation continues backstage at the rippinrabbithole.com. We're going to return now to 11/11/20 Numerology, the truth in numbers, with your host, Jerry Hicks. The Darkwolf's Den Show continues. You're listening to the very best of Common Sense Radio, the Rippin' Rabbit Hole.
If you were meant to be controlled, you would have come with a remote, but you didn't. And that's why you listen to the Darkwolf's Den Show. Now, here is your host, Jerry Hicks.
That's right, I am Jerry Hicks, also known as the Dark Wolf, and welcome back to the second half of the Darkwolf's Den Show. Whether you're on the edge of reality, the edge of the galaxy, or the edge of your seat, we're glad you chose us to be right there with you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in tonight, we are discussing numerology. Being that it is 11/11/2020, I thought it was only fitting to touch on this topic. And in the first half, we had some really fun interactive maths projects and some interactive activities, and I know I enjoyed that. I hope you guys did too. And here in the second half, we're going to discuss a little bit more of the synchronistic values of the number 1111. Because I know one thing I noticed in the Mandela effect community is this happens to a lot of us. Of course, we're not the only ones. It happens to a lot of people worldwide, clearly. But it's something that I really didn't start noticing until I started really looking into the Mandela effect. And then these 1111 synchronicities started popping up everywhere. Of course, they aren't the only synchronicities that started occurring like that, but we're going to start at the very beginning with the 1111 phenomenon.
Seeing the number 1111 is perhaps one of the biggest wake-up calls you can get. In numerology, the number 1111 meaning has the same intensity level as pots and pans being banged together right next to your ears.
Well, that's a pretty intense meaning in numerology, isn't it?
You have likely landed here because you are wondering why you keep looking at a clock at 1111. Believe it or not, this happens to a lot of people.
And it's not just a clock, right? It's like everywhere you look, anything including numbers tends to just have this 11 or 1111 notation, right? Whether it's license plates or a truck or a phone number or just this number just pops up constantly for some of us, right? Just repeats in different ways throughout our day, including on the clock, right?
And it is one of the reasons why this is the most common angel number.
And we'll get into angel numbers here in just a little bit, but let's not get off topic here.
Seeing 1111 repeatedly is a clear-cut sign that a message awaits you.
Seeing 1111 repeatedly is a clear-cut sign that a message awaits you. And for those of you asking, a message from where? Well, usually just from the universe itself, or your guardian angels, or some would call you your higher self. And different people believe that message is coming from different places, but I don't think that's the important part here. The fact that a message is waiting at all is the important part.
All you need to do is pay attention. You might be wondering where this message is coming from, especially if you're not a spiritual person.
You do not have to be a spiritual person to experience something like the 1111 phenomenon over and over. Amongst other phenomenon, of course, but this one in particular.
Luckily, the answer is quite simple. To put it plainly, your guardian angels are always close by, providing you with love, protection, and clarity. And the meaning behind 1111 naturally serves as a message to you from them. So what are your guardian angels trying to tell you when they present you with the number 1111 repeatedly? Simply put, seeing the number 1111 is an awakening for you when it comes to your wishes, dreams, goals, and love.
So it sounds like when the 1111 starts popping up a lot, you might want to start working towards some of those goals and dreams that at other times seemed unattainable.
The above serves as just a general quick answer to give you a very brief overview of what it means when you see this number. However, as with most things in life, the true reasons can be a lot more complicated than a one-sentence explanation.
Things aren't always super simple, are they?
This is why we are going into full detail on the meaning of 1111 and giving you multiple possibilities as to why you keep seeing this number. We are here to provide you with an explanation, but remember, it is up to you to interpret the answers to your life.
Once again, like most of astrology and numerology, it is based upon the interpretation of the one practicing it at the moment. So, your interpretation of one thing may be different than my interpretation of that very same thing. So, the 1111 phenomenon is no different. A message from my guardian angels is truly going to be different than a message from your guardian angels. So unless they're all screaming stop at the same time, then we might all want to stop and turn around and look at what we're doing and, calm down a little bit. But getting off topic there, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over a couple reasons or messages that may be being sent from your guardian angels.
Your thoughts and actions dictate your reality. You must always be aware that your thoughts and actions directly cause the reality of the world as you experience it.
I think we can all agree that our thoughts, as well as our actions especially, have an impact on the world and environment around us. I don't know anybody that would disagree with that so far.
This means that if you tend to be a positive person, you live your life through positive thoughts and actions. The world in your eyes is largely good and you feel optimistic about the future.
That is definitely me. I definitely always feel good about the future. Am always a positive, upbeat person. Absolutely, that definitely sounds like me right there.
In large, this has to do with our focus and how we think. Positive people will always focus on the good, even when bad things happen.
Again, this is totally me. I definitely try to look at the bright side of any situation, to the point that sometimes I like to use comedy, especially the more negative energy I feel or the more tense I feel about something, the more comedy that I tend to use, which, as you guys can imagine, has gotten me in trouble more than one time.
Meanwhile, negative people will always focus on the negative, even when good things happen.
And I would say this is also true because I do know some of these people. The poor, pitiful me, my life is so bad, so awful, But everything they do, they see as negative. No matter how much positive happens, all they think about and all they focus on and see is all the negative that has occurred in between. So it does matter in your perspective, doesn't it? How you look at the world and perceive it, doesn't it?
In essence, your guardian angels want to make you aware of this.
And you remember when we were kids, and some of us still do, play this 11-11 game, right?
It's 11 p.m. with your friends or siblings. And once it hit 11:11 p.m., you said to each other, 11:11, make a wish.
Have you guys ever done that? Have you ever said, oop, 11:11, make a wish? I know it happens a lot for me. And back here in the rabbit hole, I know quite a few of us that still practice that old childhood game.
For many of us, this tradition goes into adulthood, where we are reminded of our ability to wish things and ask the universe for what it is we truly want. Little do we know that our guardian angels are listening to us, taking note of our desires and life purpose. All of your wishes are heard, and all of your wishes are understood.
So it's the time that all your dreams, wishes, and desires are collected by your guardian angel. Now, this is interesting. So does that mean you get everything you want if you make a wish at 11:11? Not exactly.
This does not mean that our guardian angels act as genies. Quite the opposite, in fact. Your guardian angels are there to guide you, not fulfill your wishes. The only being that can fulfill your grandest wish is you. So when you see the clock hit 11:11 and you make your wish, don't just let its energy fizzle into the enormity of the universe. Instead, take note of it and begin to find a way to make your wish come true.
So once you've made your 11:11 wish, go out and do the footwork the next day. Go look for a job. Go submit applications. Perhaps that wish will come true that next day. Perhaps it'll take a week or two. Perhaps it never will. You never know. But if you're going to believe upon the 11:11 making a wish, you can't just expect the universe to say, here's a job and knock on your door and, deliver it to you. You do have to do just a little bit of footwork on your own, meet the universe in the middle there, if you will. But it may increase your chances, even though that does sound like delusional talk, doesn't it? For those that didn't catch AJ the Rippin' Rabbit's live show Sunday about delusions, definitely go back and check that out after this show. I know I enjoyed that. But getting off topic here, ladies and gentlemen, back to the messages from the guardian angel.
Focus on your thoughts and wishes and work towards manifesting them. All you need to do is believe in yourself and target your energy towards your dreams. Your angels want you to know that you have full control over your life, even if sometimes it doesn't feel like it. You are the maker of your destiny and the creator of your dreams. More than ever, now is the time to move forward with love and optimism and to let negative thoughts diminish.
And that's an important aspect regardless of the 11:11, is just to believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it, and you'd be surprised what you can accomplish. You can take my word for that one.
One of the biggest symbolisms of the number 1111 is that of an awakening.
One of the biggest symbolisms of the 1111 is that of some type of awakening, and I'm assuming that means a spiritual awakening.
Have you noticed how the actual number sequence looks a bit like columns? In essence, what you're looking at are the columns to the gates of your new awakening. By seeing this number, you become aware of the fact that your mind will be revived and become more conscious of something that it wasn't before. By interpreting 1111, you pass through these columns and awaken your mind, body, and spirit toward an altered path. That is why, when 1111 presents itself to you, you should take a step back and really look at your life from a big picture standpoint.
So it could mean that your path has been altered from what it originally was.
You have likely spent the last few years going about your daily routines and looking at life through a narrow scope. What 1111 does is it makes you reevaluate your life by reminding you to look at it in its entirety. Ask yourself, what is your dream? What do you absolutely want to accomplish in your lifetime? And what would make you a happier person than you are today?
All of which are really good questions, and it comes back down to the dream, doesn't it? Ability to fulfill your dreams, hopes, and desires. That's what it basically sounds like the 1111 pretty much means. But 1111 isn't the only number sequence of repetitiveness that we see a lot, especially, like I said before, amongst the Mandela effect community. And when I started studying the Mandela effect, these number sequences really started popping up for me. For instance, we're doing a numerology show on 1111, and this happens to be our 33rd show. So there you go, guys. You just can't make this stuff up. But there are other repeating numbers, and they also happen to have meanings behind them in numerology. These are what is called angel numbers.
So many people at this time are seeing lots of repeating number patterns or different combinations of number patterns in their life popping up every time they turn their phone over or every time they look at the computer screen or the clock or something.
Here's another funny little fact. My phone is about 3.5 to 4 minutes behind, but I can't count the times that I'll pick it up and it'll be on 4:44 or 3:33 or 2:22 or 11:11, of course, and it's so random. It's amazing to me that my phone is like behind the regular time, and I still manage to do this every single time, or almost every time I pick it up anyway.
Not like you're looking out for it, they're just there. It just happens in these moments.
Exactly. I could not have put that any better myself. It's not that it's even being tried to be done. It's just you pick up your phone and go, oh, look, it's 4:44. Of course it is.
And we call these repeating number patterns, we call it synchronicity. And there's a whole study and a science behind this. We call it angel numbers too. There's a whole study and a science behind this because the universe is made up of mathematics, sacred geometry. And this science is called numerology.
The science of synchronicities in numbers. That is something that I can get behind 100% because synchronicities, as we've seen in this show multiple times tonight, happen quite often around the den.
In the practice, the science of numerology, we get two different types of repeating number patterns, and you'll know these in your life. One is called echo, and the other is called combination pattern.
Okay, now we're really digging down into the bottom of the rabbit hole here. So we've got two different kinds of repeating patterns. We've got the combination and the echo. Keep that in mind going forward.
Now the echo repeating number pattern is self-explanatory, isn't it? It's one of these numbers like 777, 888, 111, 1111, 222, etc. It repeats, it echoes, an echo repeating number pattern.
And I would dare say that that is what most of us encounter most of the time, is this echo repeating pattern. The 111 or 222 or 444 or, like he said, 1111. Any of those repeating number patterns that are just the same number over and over and over. Those, I would say, are what most of us experience synchronistically.
There's a second form of number pattern that is less known about, and it's called the combination number pattern, and this is like 9, 11 and 2, 7, 4 or whatever it is that shows up for you.
I am really glad that he brought this up because I see 1, 2, 3, 4 a lot. That consistent in order linear number pattern, the 1, 2, 3, 4. I get that a lot. Anybody else out there get that a lot?
It's good to form the distinction between the two because that's going to help us a little bit later. So these numbers will add up in numerology. We want to add the numbers up. Let me give you an example. Let's say we see 2, 2, 2, 2. Well, what do all of those add up to? They add up to 8.
See, here's the part I never would have thought about doing, is adding them up and trying to find a different meaning in it.
But let's say we add another 2 onto that, then they add up to 10, don't they? Now 10's a double-digit number. In numerology, we always have to get things down to a single-digit number. So let's say we did 2, 2, 2, 2, 5 2s. That adds up to 10, which is a double-digit number. So we then have to add those numbers together again. 1 plus 0 equals 1.
Seems simple enough so far.
Then when we got that single digit, we call this single digit that they all add up to the miracle number. Now the miracle number, you can use this for entertainment purposes, or you can use this to really change your life. It's up to you. I'm not claiming that it works, but it has in my life, and this is the message that I really wish to get across, because this is life-changing when we start to know the benefit that the universe wants to give to us.
And I want to remind everyone again, it is mathematics, it is truth in numbers.
The miracle number is the benefit, the single number that it all adds down to, the synchronicity, the echo repeating number, or the combination repeating number, forms this single digit miracle number. And I'm going to tell you for what benefit the universe is trying to give to you for each miracle number. So if you've had your synchronicity combination, your repeating number combination, and it's an echo or a combination repeating pattern, and you've added it up to a single digit number and it equals 1.
So I'm going to go with the 1, 2, 3, 4 that I see a lot, which equals 10. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 more is 9, plus 1 more is 10. Plus 1 and 0 equals 1. So my miracle number in this situation would be 1, right? Let's see what that is.
So the benefit that the universe is trying to give you through the synchronicity, through number 1, is a fresh start, a new beginning. Of course, this is self-explanatory, isn't it? Because number 1 is the start of the cycle. It's the first number after 0. It's the first step. So let's say you've had a really trashy day, because this can mean day-to-day stuff, not just big goals, but day-to-day stuff. Say you've had a really crappy start to the day. Maybe if you're seeing the miracle number 1, then life's, wanting to give you a little bit of a turnaround in your day, a fresh start, a new avenue to follow, a new train of thought, for example.
That actually makes a surprisingly large amount of sense, knowing myself. And when I would see this number, when I do see this number. So that is intriguing. The 1, 2, 3, 4 breaking down to a 1 means it's a restart, a new beginning, or a new cycle of some type. And again, like he said, it doesn't have to be on a large scale. It could be on a very, very micro scale, just something small about your day or something to that degree. It doesn't have to be huge. It could just be something you're working on at the time when the synchronicity occurs, But that's, of course, to be determined by each person. But let's say you have a number that adds up to a miracle number of 2.
Okay, so what if your number adds down to 2? Then you have the number 2 miracle number, and the benefit that the universe is trying to give to you is connection and support. So how can this look? Well, we like to feel connection from others, don't we? We like to feel wanted and needed by other people. Not that it's totally necessary, but it's nice to have that connection. So it can come in the form of a nice conversation with somebody, a deep connection with somebody over the phone that you never thought you'd have, or within the family, for example, perhaps a new relationship.
I've been trying to rack my brain trying to figure out what number would go down to 2. And I think 1001 being an oddly repetitive number in itself, a mirror number, if you will, would make sense for this particular meaning. So if you see 1001, particularly in a synchronistic version or in a repetitive pattern, then this is what it might be telling you. And of course, that's not the only number. Any number that breaks down to 2. And what if your number broke down to a 3, your miracle number of synchronicity? What does the 3 mean? And of course, I think this would be like the 111s or things like that.
Well, so what if your miracle number then is number 3? Well, number 3 is related. The benefit it's trying to give you is creativity and joy. This can come in the form of bursts of laughter. It can come down for really smart ideas for this project that you're about to build, or for me, for example, a really good idea for a video, or just bursting out into song that makes you feel joyful. This is what the universe is trying to bring to you.
Well, that definitely sounds like a very positive message there. What about the number 4?
So what if your miracle number is 4? Well, the benefit is stability and security. We know that 4 is the basis for most foundations. 4 walls on a house, 4 leg pillars to a chair and a table, usually. So it's talking about stability, isn't it?
The stability needed to chase and capture your dreams, as we heard about earlier. This would be the 1111, 1111 would break down to a 4.
We have many forms of stability, really, though, don't we? We can think mental stability if we're a little bit, we've had a bit of a crappy day, then maybe the 4's trying to bring you mental stability in this moment. Or perhaps emotional stability. It can also mean, though, if we look at it from like projects, if we're starting projects, it could be the stability of that project moving forward, and security as well in your own well-being, securing yourself.
And once again, like we heard about earlier a moment ago with the 1111, the security, the ability to believe in yourself and be secure in yourself and go out and strive and reach for your dreams. So that also lines right up. What about the number 5?
5 then. 5 is the most well-known, for me at least, because my life is ever changeful. 5 is trying to give you the benefit of change. So what sort of changes? Well, we're looking at potentially changes in your home environment, changes in your work environment perhaps, but also most importantly for the spiritual journey, change, transformation in you. Perhaps you're undertaking some sadhana, some spiritual work, the daily spiritual practices that we use to bring about the highest aliveness and intensity in the human system. Well, when we do that, we're starting to change naturally, aren't we? And these transformations come in the form of you, for example, like a Kundalini awakening or an aha moment where we realize a lot about ourselves.
So if you have a synchronistic number that you've been seeing and it adds down to a 5, there is your meaning. You've got a lot of change coming into your life. What about a number 6?
Then if your miracle number is 6, then life is trying to give you healing and community. So how can this look? Well, new friendships. How can this look as well? It can look, well, if you've been looking drab or, black eyes and tired, then the 6 might be there to say, we're going to fix that up. It can make you look well, it can make you look bright, it can make your eyes shine. This is what the 6 is trying to offer you. More deeply, again, if you're doing the sadhana on the yogic side of it, 6 is kind of saying that perhaps a big healing's coming. These things, these traumas, these old wounds that we carry around for longer than we need to. Well, sadhana is the practice, the yogic practices to obliterate these in you. And if you're seeing 6 as your miracle number, if all of the single-digit numbers in your synchronicity add down to 6, then it's trying to give you that healing.
Like he said, if you have a synchronistic number that keeps popping up and you add all the numbers together and add those numbers together and they come down to a 6, then you've got a lot of healing coming. This to me would be like 222, right? 222 would add to a 6, 3 2s. How about the number 7?
7, for the miracle number 7, it's trying to, 7's connected to spiritual aspects, seeing the unseen, and it's trying to give you deeper sense of purpose and meaning. For example, me, with this work, I was seeing lots of miracle numbers pertaining to 7 when I was about to start doing this work. I love this work. I get to help people, I get to see smiling people, I get to bring joy, hopefully, who knows, that's not up to me, that's up to you, to people, and hope in a moment where sometimes they feel hopeless. And that brings a lot of deep meaning and a lot of deep purpose. So if you're seeing the 7, prepare for something like that. It could also mean a little bit of a aha moment if you're doing some sort of self-improvement work in yourself.
So for those seeing a synchronistic miracle number adding down to 7, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, what about number 8?
8 is the number of manifestation, of financial success, of abundance, of prosperity. So what if we see 2, 2, 2, 2? That adds down to 8, doesn't it? So your miracle number's 8. And in that sense, life is trying to give you the abundance that you've been craving for so long. So this is probably, for me, because I'm that way based, the most exciting one.
Well, it's definitely my favorite on the list so far, ladies and gentlemen. Number 8 is manifestation.
So how does that look? It's looking from it from this perspective. It's looking at changing the bank balance. Perhaps you might find today a lottery ticket on the floor that wins you a tenner. It's these kind of things that the 8 miracle number is trying to give to you through the universe.
So if your synchronistic miracle number adds up to 8, you may be in a manifesting mode right now. And last but not least, what about the number 9?
Number 9's the nicest one, I think, for me, and that's the miracle number 9 is talking about completions of a karmic cycle. For example, if you've been going through a dark night of the soul or something, the completion's coming with 999. Or what if you're going through an abusive relationship that you know is no good for you? Then you might start seeing 9s as your little sign to say, all right, now it's time for me to leave that. This is all wrapped up now. We're done. Things like that, completions in the cycles, and of course naturally that's the completion of the number cycle, isn't it? The single digit number cycle, and that's why it's representational of completions in your life.
And what's really great is that would be your 333, and this is our 33rd episode, and we were talking tonight about numerology on 11/11/2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed it, but what do you think? Do you think there's a truth in numbers? Do you think there's a meaning behind them that governs our lives and our characters and everything about us? Or do you think it could be just a whole lot of trickery and funny mathematics? In the end, ladies and gentlemen, you be the judge. We got to close it out. That's right, that's it for this episode of the Darkwolf's Den Show for Wednesday, November 11th, 2020. Or 11/11/2020, that's right. I hope everybody has enjoyed our look at numerology tonight. I know I have really had an absolute blast doing this episode for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Guys, we might be ending tonight's show, but don't you worry, we will be back on the air again tomorrow night with a brand new episode of the Darkwolf's Den Show. That's right. Tomorrow night we're going to be talking about alien abduction. We're going to go over some of the more popular cases, of course, and what kind of evidence may be existent upon these case files. Then on Friday, AJ the Rippin' Rabbit will take back to the airwaves with the Rippin' Rabbit Hole live show. That's right. This Friday, he'll be talking about Lotto Powerball. What are your odds of winning? And have you ever won? What happened to the winners? All so much to talk about on Friday. Then on Saturday, sociopaths versus psychopaths. What's the difference? I've been asked this question at least 5 times in the last week, so I'm really glad that he is asking this question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering if you know a sociopath or a psychopath and what the difference is between them, definitely check AJ out on Saturday night. Then on Sunday, he'll be talking about reverse psychology. That's right. How do you win arguments that are normally unwinnable? How do you change things into your favor using reverse psychology? And that, ladies and gentlemen, will round out the weekend here on the RippinRabbitHole.com and Rippin' Common Sense Radio. Speaking of the RippinRabbitHole.com, guys, that is my favorite place to hang out over there. If you'd like to hang out with me, it's really easy. You just go over there to the Backstage 24/7 Lounge on the RippinRabbitHole.com. That is RippinRabbitHole.com. That's right. Select the 24/7 Backstage Lounge. Scroll about halfway down the page. You're going to find the VIP entrance. Select that, and you'll be able to join us in the backstage. You'll have to okay your camera and microphone, but you can turn those off as soon as you get inside. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about Never Nothing November. That's right, Never Nothing November. What are you thankful for? The answer is never nothing. It's always something, and we want to know what that something is. So while you're over there at the RippinRabbitHole.com, scroll down to the bottom of every page, and you're going to find a big red button that says record. Select that button, and you're going to record us 30 seconds audio, and you're going to give us your name and what you're thankful for, and we're going to get it on the air for Never Nothing November. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jerry Hicks. I'm thankful to be able to do this for you guys every week, and on behalf of Chick Mandela Effect, Michael Musco, Walt House, AJ the Rippin' Rabbit, and everyone at Rippin' Common Sense Radio, we thank you for listening, and until tomorrow night, remember, stay awake, but dare to dream. Good night, everybody. How? Yeah.
I'm lost and into the dark. Some things are better left unknown. And I'll never find you here, 'cause no one's ever What a widow, a peaceful spider. When the glass is clean, she's a sneaky hider. Hide the lies and the alibis. Oh, what a sinner is it in her? What's the truth in this riddle? Is love really just this simple? I can't seem to find my way in this world that never stays. What a widow, a peaceful spider. When the glass is clean, she's a sneaky hider. Hide the lies and the alibis. What a sinner is it in her? Is this real? Just illusion? I'm lost in the wonderland of confusion. I'm lost in the wonderland of confusion. Is this real or just illusion? Manifestation or a dark delusion?